Aisha Buhari urges Tinubu not to repeat Buhari's mistake of retaining underperformers. Okay, now, who wrote book again? Okay, is that book, the autobiography, I mean a biography they wrote for Buhari? Former First Lady Aisha Buhari has offered her sharpest reflection yet on a major weakness of the Buhari administration: the failure to decisively remove non-performing officials, and has warned President Bola Tinubu not to repeat the same mistake. Her remarks appear in From Soldier to Statesman, The Legacy of Muhammadu Buhari, a new book by Dr. Charles Omole, launched at the Presidential Villa. In it, Aisha argues that a mix of aging fear of public perception and emotional manipulation by close aides stopped Muhammadu Buhari from enforcing performance standards. According to her, the former president's hesitation was rooted partly in sympathy. As the age performance changes, she says, noting that Buhari often felt sorry for appointees who were struggling in office. I don't understand. He felt sorry. But a deeper restraint, she insists, was Buhari's fear of being branded a dictator again. If I remove him, they will say I am this, I am that. She quotes him as saying, that anxiety, she argues, soon became a shield for mediocrity. The familiar reassurance, the devil you know, turned into a justification for leaving failing officials in place, even when policy execution stalled. Aisha says her own rule was direct. If an official eats but delivers at least 50%, tolerate him. If he eats and does nothing, remove him. She says the family quietly agreed that Buhari's refusal to sack non-performance became a structural flaw of his administration. That's possible. Worsened by advisors and relatives who applied flattery, emotional pressure, and delay tactics, effectively turning loyalty into a shield against accountability. Yes. Aisha recounts how security officials once suggested she temporarily leaves Abuja for Daura so investigation into certain close associates would proceed without interference. She refused. Shortly afterwards, she was informed that Buhari withdrew emotionally, speaking less, eating less. Even after leaving office, she claimed Buhari privately asked President Tinubu not to probe some of his kinsmen because he still relied on them for personal needs. For her, that episode demonstrates the danger of emotional dependence at the top of power. Aisha also revisits Buhari's controversial Berlin joke, "She belongs to my kitchen, another room." Yeah, I remember that. Calling it barrack swimmer misfired on global stage. Okay. The problem, she says, was not the joke itself, but delivering it beside Angela Merkel, where gender stereotypes land as policy statements. She insists the joke was never stopped her from entering any room she needed. Okay, now joke. Power doesn't seek permission, she says. Away from politics, Aisha dismisses speculation about remarriage. One husband, she says, was enough. Her focus now is on philanthropy, especially the Cardiac and Metabolic Center in Kano, which she says has completed more than 200 procedures. A direct response to Nigeria's long reliance on medical tourism, but she also frames her recollection as manual for Tinubu and future presidents. Set boundaries early. Separate family from state. This one's are they separating family? All their family members have one position or the other. He said confront incompetence immediately. Do not govern by fear of public opinion. To illustrate the cost of hesitation, she recalls that within a week of Buhari's 2015 victory, security informed her that half of her convoy had been reassigned to a powerful relative. Can you imagine? Her response was blunt: reverse it in 5 minutes or return to headquarters. It was reversed. For her, that intervention was not about vehicles, it was about preventing capture before it becomes a culture. Aisha Buhari says that she's not criticizing her husband as sport or vengeance. Instead, she wants his legacy and Tinubu's tenure to benefit from clear lessons about emotional restraint, weak boundaries, and the risk of allowing personal loyalty to override national performance. In the end, she reflects, discipline became a vulnerability, loyalty became a commodity, and silence became a policy. Her final warning to Tinubu is implied rather than shouted. Decisiveness is not dictatorship, and hesitation comes at national cost. True. Mayor says Tinubu is not after the good of Nigeria. He's just after his turn to loot Nigeria and Nigerians. So this advice is only for leaders that cares about this country and people. Tinubu doesn't, because if he has any love for Nigeria, he won't be a president at his age, full with tremor and employing unqualified family and friends because they support his evil policies. Tinubu and APC are not humans, but blood-sucking demons. Fabian says that's a very good advice from the woman to Tinubu. Even our governors, any of them that's underperformance should not be re-elected come 2027 general election. As for Buhari, we will never rest in peace. Hey, how can he tell the president not to probe those cabals that stole billions of dollars from his government? Is he the owner of the money? It is well. Ebi John says, I now believe that this woman was a very good person that meant well for this country. I'm sure she did, but she didn't have enough, power to stop some things. As Theophilus says, Tinubu and any future president should adhere to this candid documentary advice and possibly make her one of the advisors in their government. At least it's a bit advice. Don't be like all those Bayononuga and Boala. They don't sabi anything. Our experience should not be wasted. Thank you, madam. Glory Overe says, yes, that's right, including those that represent us abroad. Kingsley Okpara says, thank God you can accept Buhari made a mistake. Chris Otabu says, no. They helped him to grab power and he's continuing from where your husband stopped, but suggest names of the underperformance. Simon Kauda says, Ma'am, you are truly a mother in this nation. I pray the current president considers your advice. I hope. Simeon Wike says, legacy of terrorist commander and killers of the indigenous people of Nigeria. At Anete says, well said, ma'am. If only bad to listen and adhere, Nigeria's interest should be top of the government. May God help us. Amen. As Colin says, go to hell, madam. We don't need your useless advice. Your time is up. No be small thing. No be you should dey advice now. Naji Delibe says, Buhari was never a performer but act tribalist who allocated portfolios to recharge card sellers. Voila. Ola Babalola says, nobody needs your advice. Go and tell your dead husband they have ruined this country. Well, he's not advising you, Sha. He's not advising you. Edoze says, the best first lady ever. Balanced, decisive, remain forward-looking, sensitive, detribalized, and proactive. Cheers. At Ogonazwe says, Buhari is far better than Tinubu at this point. I think so too. My listeners, don't forget to like, to share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.